Yes, my name is T.C. Smythe, and you are very welcome here at the Houston Oasis. We are a community grounded in reason, celebrating the human experience, and part of our human experience each week is to consume some live music. We do bring in artists every week. We pay them because we value the artist as much as the art, and we find that's a really important part of our program here. Our artists today are Jimmy and Chrissie Natoli, also known as the Better Halves. They're going to knock you out, so go ahead and write down their website, www.thebetterhalvesmusic.com. They have brought some CDs with them today. They are touring artists. They do this probably 200 days a year. I imagine they're on the road doing something. They have a new CD out. Chrissie was featured on Prairie Home Companion. She won part of the duo contest that they had a few years back, and it was just stellar. Please make them feel welcome, the Better Halves.
Thank you. All right, I want to start. Chrissie was on a Prairie Home Companion on NPR. I had a song played on NPR once on Car Talk. So this is I want to do a little tribute to Click of Click and Clack, the Tapper brothers, who passed away last week. It was a great radio show on NPR, and they played this song. It's called Uncle Joe. It was a song I wrote for my uncle.
And if you're not awake yet, this will do it.
Oops, gotta retune. But my uncle, I wrote this song for my uncle for his induction into the Hot Rod Hall of Fame. Back in 2005. There we go. Uncle Joe's a race car engineer. He lived the fast life year after year down on the Golden Coast of Malibu. He had a few most basic needs, most torch and mild high speed. Had to get out there and see what that baby could do. He always found his greatest thrill on the salt flats of Bonneville, where he tried his best to beat the rate of sound. He had not a bit of animosity when it came to attaining the highest velocity. He learned to fly with 4 wheels on the ground. Uncle Joe was a man behind the scene, the mastermind behind the machine. He had a knack for making a motor scream. There wasn't a bolt he couldn't turn that wouldn't make those tires burn. He always pushed the limits beyond the extreme. Uncle Joe, you're always on the go. Don't you even know the meaning of the word slow? Uncle Joe, you don't have to show how fast you can go. They'll only throw you in the hole. Uncle Joe made a car so fast the very earth shook. He drove right into the record book. If you ask him how, he'll tell you he just got lucky. As good things always come to an end, when fuel economy killed that trend, he retired to the rolling hills of West Kentucky. He left behind the movers and shakers, bought a house at 5 or 6 acres. Speed was no longer his reigning factor. Blended into the quiet scenery, communed all that sprawling greenery, went out and bought himself a John Deere tractor. After only about a week, well, that old John Deere developed a leak, and it burned oil faster than he could buy it. So he parked it in his new garage. It was right behind a '69 Dodge. Speed bug bit him hard, he couldn't deny it. So he pulled out that sad excuse for an engine, cleared off a spot on his workbench, and procured a solid block of aluminum. He torched and welded the engine bay. Well, that was really just the only way, because damn John Deere's just didn't have enough room in them. He cut and drilled and cleared clearance, machined and milled and tolerated tolerances, forced a set of pistons by his hand. He blueprinted and balanced the thing and threw in a set of custom rings, and soon he had a 7-liter Hemi on the stand. He dropped it in and tuned it up, and that engine roared when he fired it up. He hopped on that tractor just like a townie. He put it in gear and he popped the clutch, and he didn't even hardly give it that much. Before he knew it, Uncle Joe mowed down half the county. Uncle Joe, you're always on the go. Don't you even know the meaning of the word slow? Uncle Joe, you don't have to show how fast you can go. They'll only throw you in the hole. Uncle Joe called the law, his young'uns all stood around in awe as that John Deere tractor cut down his old barn. Bill told the sheriff, you better hurry, cause now I'm really starting to worry. Soon there won't be nothing left in my old farm. Uncle Joe didn't have any trouble driving through the brush and the rubble, crossing wooded hills and through the holler. But every twist and turn that he took, well, it was just like an open book, as he cut a clear path for the cops to follow. And that Hemi didn't fail to deliver when Joe decided to jump the river. Soon he headed for the highway up ahead. Just about then, this mean machine drank the last drop of gasoline, and that John Deere tractor sat as good as dead. Oh no, Uncle Joe, the law's on your trail. You're lucky if you don't end up in jail. Service. He said, we could use a man of your exceptional skill. So they put him to work out there in the yard, hopping up those police cars, not to mention that judge's coupe de ville. Well, a short time later, Uncle Joe passed on. He never could stay in one place too long. He left this world racetrack, bound or bust. His remains went to a high-tech school. They made him into a super top fuel, and his ashes now leave the rest of him in the dust. Uncle Joe, you're always on the go. Don't you even know the meaning of the word slow? Uncle Joe, you don't have to show how fast you can go, even though they'll never throw you in the hole. Uncle Joe.
We'll change the pace a little bit and do a song that was inspired by my son, who's now 15, and the song is called The One That Got Away, and he's really trying to get away. Yeah. His new thing is he wants to get a job so he can build a small building at the back of our property that he can move into. Which Fred said is called a Garçonniere. Garçonniere. There's already a name for it, so. This was co-written with Steve Brooks. Fishing on the lake with a bamboo pole and a can of bait. We got 3 bites in an hour's time, till a 12-pound cat broke a 10-pound line. I saw his eyes start to fill with tears. I hugged him tight and I said, my dear, you can cry about the one that got away. Made you happy for a little while, but tears will dry. You'll be looking back someday. The memories are gonna make you smile. It's okay. There's always one that got away. In the marching band at football games, they were holding hands till her family moved to another state. Soon a letter came, told him not to wait. I saw him try just to hide the tears, said, I know that it's hard to hear. You can cry about the one that got away. You happy for a little while, but tears will dry. You'll be looking back someday. The memories are gonna make you smile. It's okay. got away. I watched him making his greatest catch as he tied the knot with his perfect match. I thought to myself as our dance was done, now I'm losing my little son. He saw my eyes start to fill with tears. I heard him whispering in my ear, you can cry about the one that got away. Made you happy for a little while, but tears will dry. You'll be looking back someday. The memories are gonna make you smile, and I'll always let you love me like a child, come what may. I'll be your one that got away, one that got away.
Having us here and for being so sociable and saying hello. We're gonna do, this is, as a married couple we like to sing some duets, and this is the first duet we wrote together.
That fella's got long arms, can reach clear across town. He can sit in the front seat, roll the back windows down.
That lady's a short stack, tuck her under my chin. What she lacks in stature, she makes up in her grin.
You might be odd and I might be even, but there's no chance that I'm ever leaving, cause we both know love don't grow on trees. So build us a windmill and harvest the breeze and seize the day with ease, like the birds and the bees. That guy's got big feet, they sleep in the next room. He's got a good understanding, but I can't stand the fume.
That girl's a heavy sleeper, pillows over her head. Another 18 or 19 stacked up on the bed.
You might be odd and I might be even, but there's no chance that I'm ever leaving, cause we both know love don't grow on trees. So build us a windmill and harvest the breeze and seize the day with ease, like the birds and the bees. And that guy is a gearhead, dressed in his ratchet wear. He keeps an extra engine in the trunk by the spare.
That girl does a road trip, keep driving all day. Doesn't need a GPS, always finds her way.
You might be odd and I might be even, but there's no chance that I'm ever leaving, cause we both know love don't grow on trees. So we'll build us a windmill and harvest the breeze and seize the day with ease, like the birds and the bees. It's wide as a house. He'd make a good husband, an even better spouse.
And that girl's been asking me, asked if she'd be my wife. I could never live without her, even if I lived my whole life.
You might be odd and I might be even, but there's no chance that I'm ever leaving, cause we both know love don't grow on trees. So build us a windmill and harvest the breeze and seize the day with ease. We'll seize the day with ease, and seize the day with ease, like the birds and the bees.
This one's for Fred.
For Fred.